Hey everybody, I am Heidzalyn with Austin Entertainment Management here with my co-host Swearwords. What's going on?
What's up, Heidi? How's it going, guys?
So we've got an exciting episode for you because it's like the thing that everybody wants, but nobody's quite figured out how to get it. We're talking about happiness and why are you not happy? So before we get to that, we've got some announcements. Let's see. Austin Entertainment Management is the sponsor for Pharmapalooza. That's in Kekana, Wisconsin, June 9th through the 11th. And this week, we are going to be interviewing my band, Mast. And you get to meet the gang. And so that's going to be airing on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch that on our Facebook page or at our website, hellisbomb.com. We've got a very special interviewer for that. Are you ready for that, Mike?
I'm sorry, one more time.
He's got some distractions on that end.
Yeah, the kids are home today.
I've got some distractions too in the form of a dog and a pink elephant, but I think she's finally given up on playing. I was asking if you're ready to interview.
Oh, I'm so ready. It's not even funny.
Oh no, and now he is.
You froze for me. Can you hear me? You're back. Can you
Hey,
hear
I'm back. This is why you're here, so you can entertain people when I disappear.
me? I was confused. I couldn't tell if I was frozen or if you were frozen. So that was my fault.
I'm gonna just assume when that happens that I'm the frozen one because I get there's a problem with the connection.
Okay,
So
cool. Yeah, because mine just goes like completely frozen. But to answer your question, I am so pumped to interview you guys. I cannot wait. I hope you guys are ready because it's gonna be freaking awesome.
I don't know, you might have to mentally prepare to be my
Uh,
second TR.
I'm excited to officially meet the guys. I saw the shows. I've heard all the information. Like now, like I'm ready to meet these people, these rock stars right here. Check them out, guys. Mass, awesome.
Well, it will be much easier to check out, although you can see us on Bandcamp right now, but I'm working on getting our website back up and going. We've got an online store, and if it wasn't for the fact that I'm having the hardest time trying to transfer the domain over to the website builder I'm using, it would be a lot
I think we lost you for a second, Heidi.
to solve that.
I think we lost you. You're back.
I'm back. Okay. We're going to have to figure out how to fix that and figure out why that has been happening the last few. And we didn't have problems with that before. So, the joys of
Yeah,
technology.
we're fine before.
So, that's coming up on Friday. And then on Monday, I've got a very special workshop for you, which this conversation today is going to prepare you for that. So you know exactly why you want to show up on Monday evening. But I'm going to be talking about a 15-minute habit that when you do it, you're going to be much happier.
That's
So
you.
I think so. I
15
think
minutes
so
for
so
happiness.
much that I'm trying to broadcast this as many places as I can so that you guys could be happy because you deserve to be happy.
That's so true. Yeah, and when you break it down to 15 minutes of happiness, some people spend 15 years trying to be happy. So that's huge.
And if you don't think that you have 15 minutes over the whole course of the day to do this habit, that's your saboteur talking. It's a lie. And today we're going to be talking about how you pick out those lies and use this operating system that I'm going to talk about that was created by Dr. Shazad with positive intelligence. And I become a positive intelligence coach, which is why I get the chance to talk to you about all of this stuff. So it's super cool. And today we're going to talk about this discerning statement that says, I know I'm unhappy. And then what comes after that in our thought process. Are you ready for this, Mike?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people believe, and what they put after this sentence, it's the big but. I know I'm unhappy, but there's nothing I can do about it. Have you ever felt that way, Mike?
Unfortunately, right? I feel like we all have. Some people still feel that way, but yeah, definitely.
So, what we're going to talk about today might seem like really outside of your comfort zone because you might really believe that there's nothing you can do about it. And it's okay for you to have this belief. You know, maybe at some point in time, this belief did protect you, but it's not completely true. One of the things that I struggled with was seeing things for either all or nothing, but there was nothing in between. And this is one of those situations. It's not that there's nothing you can do about it or something you can do about it. There's options in between. And because you're thinking from this perspective and you're believing that there's nothing you can do about it, the only thing that your brain is going to let you accept is all of the options of all of the non-control you have over the situation. So, are you ready to hear what the antidote is, Mike?
Yes.
So, the antidote is thinking from what Dr. Shazad has called your sage. And what's interesting about his very simple operating system is that when you hook your brain up to like the EKGs, or that's what it is, right? The thing with the like to measure the brain waves.
Honestly, I have no idea, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so that being said, we are not scientists, so that doesn't matter for you to understand this. When they hook you up so they can look at your brain waves, it's very interesting because when you're thinking from this negative perspective, the left side of your brain lights up with activity. When you think from the sage perspective, the right side of your brain lights up. And even though you're thinking about the same situation, these different parts of your brain have a very different way to go about looking at that situation. So, this process that I'm going to be talking about on Monday is how do you stop and see a situation and instead of instantly going to, there's nothing I can do about it, to how could I turn my unhappiness into a gift or opportunity? So, Mike, has anyone ever told you before, like, oh, you can choose to be happy?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
definitely.
what did you think after that?
Well, during that time I was younger, so it kind of just pissed me off. Because like from that perspective, it's like, oh yeah, it's easy to say. It's easy to say when you're not in my position, you know. But when I was in that position, I felt like, you know, the world was coming down, and it's like, how do I find happiness when all my thoughts are just going to negativity? Like, what's wrong? Like, oh, what if this happens? The what ifs are huge, and they're also the things that don't exist, but those are the things that kept me from even realizing I could be happy in certain moments.
Awesome. That's great. And so when you're going through this operating system, the first thing you want to pay attention to is what you're feeling. So you're pissed off. That doesn't feel good. That's a negative emotion, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So you've noticed this negative emotion, and this is like physical pain. When you put your hand on the hot stove, what do?
You take it off because it hurts. you react. You react
Yeah,
quick.
it would seem really kind of ridiculous of you to like keep your hand on the stove, right?
Oh yeah,
What would happen if you kept your hand on the stove?
burn, burn. Might lose your skin.
Yeah.
I think he froze up.
Going to the emergency.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Okay, you're back. So, let's see. Where was I with that distraction?
You were saying that if you put your hand on the stove, you're gonna burn yourself. Probably have to go to the emergency room, right?
Okay, yes, perfect. You got it. Okay, so why do we do this with our emotions? Like how long did you hold on to that, like pissed off anger?
Probably months.
And these negative emotions are just like draining energy out of you. Like all
Mhm.
of that energy could be applied to something that actually is going to help you in that situation. So this is what we're doing is we're recognizing that mentally our hand is gone on the hot stove. And rather than leave it there, we're going to pull it off. And the way that Dr. Shazad teaches you is through PQ reps. So this is the 15-minute habit that I'm talking about. So I'm not going to go like really in depth about that in this episode because I really, really would like you to come to the workshop on Monday so that you can practice it and ask questions and really get some hands-on experience and understand what you're doing with this PQ rep. But you're going to stop, and this PQ rep is going to help you shift your brain kind of into neutral. You're only going to be focusing on your senses, whether it be your breathing, your hearing, where all your toes are, how your fingers feel when you touch them together. And it's this intense concentration that quiets those voices that there's nothing I can do about it and allows that other side of your brain to have a voice in this decision of what's going on. And so the next step then is doing that PQ rep. And once you are now kind of centered and your mind is cleared about it, you can ask the question to the sage: how can I turn my unhappiness into a gift or opportunity? And from there, and I will talk a little bit more about this on Monday, is you use the gifts of the sage to get your answer. So you're going to use empathy, curiosity, creativity, calm, and clear-headed action. So when you think about empathy, what kind of feelings do you get from that, Mike, when you're empathetic to other people?
Um, well, like feeling wise, like when I feel empathy, I feel pretty much anything that that person is feeling.
Well, what about when you feel like empathy toward yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I feel proud. You know, if I can be empathetic towards myself, I feel like I'm more gentle with myself. I'm a little more appreciative. Um, able to uh I guess grasp where I've been and where I am now and be able to put like a little more perspective into it.
And if you're more gentle with yourself, who else are you going to be more gentle toward?
The people around me.
And what about curiosity? Like, what kind of feelings do you get when you think about being like curious?
Um excited because like there's uh that factor of what can this be? What can this become? There's like the potential of curiosity. So I'd say excitement.
Okay, awesome. I know you're big into this one. When you're in creative mode and you're being creative, like, how does that make you feel?
That is the best. When it comes to creative mode, like that's one of the best things because it feels like a flow state, like a meditative state. You know, like the world doesn't exist around you, and you're doing everything.
Gotta love the interruptions when you do things for me. Okay, so that was awesome. How about how do you feel when you feel calm?
When I feel calm, um, at peace, um, unbothered, sometimes tired.
I hear you. I think that's a good kind of tired of you, though, right?
Yeah.
And how do you feel when you're working in clear-headed action?
In those moments, I feel unstoppable. You know, I feel like I can be persistent, productive, really good, and definitely that state of mind.
So compared to the feelings that you were feeling when we were talking about that perspective of there's nothing I can do about it, which side feels better to you? Which would you rather experience?
Definitely the good stuff, the
So,
positive.
yes, in every situation, you have this choice. Are you going to judge it in the ways that you've been doing before that cause all of these negative emotions? Or are you going to choose to be happy by instead viewing each situation in a way that you could change it into a gift or opportunity? And then use all of these gifts of the sage to come up with your answer. How many answers have you come up with as to how to be more happy by thinking from the saboteur point of view? This nothing I can do about it. Have you come up with any good solutions?
No, I came up with more ways I could be unhappy though.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad that you said that because your brain wants to put meaning on every situation. Is this good? Is this bad?
Yeah,
So your saboteurs are going to say this is bad. And your sage is going to say this is good. So which one is true? Your brain is going to be like, which one of these is true? Which one? Which one? The one you choose becomes a self fulfilling prophecy every time.
definitely.
So this is kind of the concept behind what you're thinking about when you're creating a new mental habit. And so Dr. Shazad calls this mental fitness because it really is. Just like you have to go and work out at the gym to build like certain muscles, you've got to do certain reps of exercises over and over and over again in order to get the results that you want. Correct?
Oh, absolutely. And it's not always the easiest thing. You just got to be in it for the fight, in it to win it.
So, mental fitness is that same kind of concept where you're going to be building that mental muscle to get out of the habit of every time a situation comes up, you instantly classify it as bad. And all of those negative emotions that go with this is a bad situation come up. You go into that fight or flight mode, that survival mode, and it's stressful and it's certainly not happy. So you don't have to choose that way anymore. This process is so cool because it incorporates all of these different coaching concepts that I've learned over the years. And each one had its own really useful tool. But a lot of times I struggled with finding the time to put all those pieces together and do all those things consistently. So, one thing that I can think of is meditation. I'm a Silva method graduate. And one of the things that I was working on making a habit because I saw great worth to doing this is going to alpha mode, is what they call it, just for a couple minutes once per hour. So when I saw this program, I realized that this is exactly what this is doing. And he's got these great little PQ rep exercises and recordings, and it makes it so easy to keep like on top of it and doing the habit every single day. So I'm going to tell you guys all the details about this and how this one little 15-minute habit that, I mean, it's really easy. Mike,
Mhm.
you started your cohort on Monday. Have you gotten into the app and done much with it yet?
No, not yet, unfortunately, because I'm waiting for PQ to reach back out to me and give me access to my account.
Okay, okay. Well, you'll get caught up on it. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
So on Monday, I'm going to be talking about the three muscles that you're going to be building with these PQ reps, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. And you're going to leave that room with a whole new perspective about what you can and what you can't do.
Mhm. And that's
Uh,
huge too.
Now, Mike, I know you went through this. You went through the workshop before.
Mhm.
What were some of your key takeaways from the workshop?
Um, like in a generality,
No,
like
you don't have to get super specific because I didn't tell you about this question before we started talking.
yeah. So are we talking about based off the last workshop we did?
Yes, exactly.
That was actually really awesome. Um, because like in learning this stuff, it's teaching you tools to better yourself. And that is important because so much of us walk around with wanting to better ourselves, wanting to be happy, trying to reach the pinnacle of what we're trying to accomplish. And so much of us fall time after time because we don't know exactly where to start or what our happiness looks like or what we're exactly trying to achieve. You don't have a clear set goal in mind. And doing these workshops are big because they help you kind of break all those things down. it's easy to want to be happy, but it's difficult to know how to do that. And learning these things that are literally 15 minutes, a couple of minutes a day, a couple of times a day, and little things like that show so much improvement. Like this is worth every single minute of getting this information, because like this is life changing stuff. And even with the workshop we did last time, it was all super informative. It was telling you, it was breaking down our saboteurs, the judges, the hyper vigilance, like all these things that you don't normally consider yourself or you don't put labels on. Like I promise you they exist probably within all of us, and we all have a bunch of these things, and the faster we're able to just identify them and help eliminate them, it's going to change your life 100%.
Something else that's really cool with all of this is not only are you going to learn more about what's holding you back, you're also going to learn what your strengths are. So if you're not really sure, if you're still trying to figure some of the stuff out, figure out who you are, this workshop is a really great place for you to start and then have a system going forward to create the life that you want to create. Cool. Well, Mike, do you happen to have that link that you could put in the chat for everybody for the event on Monday?
Yeah, it should be in there. You see it?
Yes, I see it right there. We've got the link in there through Facebook for you to sign up. Basically, it's just going to go to my website landing page, and you can click the link, put in your name and email, and you'll get put into the Zoom meeting. So just go over to that landing page at 7:30 on Monday, and you'll be able to get into that workshop. If you know anybody that is unhappy, that would really like to be more happy and is interested in exploring how could they possibly do something about it, please invite them to this event. Can you imagine, Mike, what your life would be like if you were more happy?
I'd like to think I could imagine, but in all honesty, it would probably surpass my expectations. And that's what building yourself up and creating this happiness does. So
And after you create this happiness in yourself, it's going to flow out of you and into the other people that are around you. And you're going to make so much more of an impact than what you currently are having in the world. So
yeah.
let's spread the happiness. Let's all show up on Monday. Let's learn a cool new habit that's only going to take us 15 minutes a day to like change everything.
Yes.
So I look forward to joining with all of you on Monday, and head on back over to hellisthebomb.com/pharmapalooza on Friday to check out our interview with Mast, my band. Any last words?
No, I'm excited to interview you guys. Everybody, please check that out on Friday. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited for it. And also, just one last thing is for everybody out there, when it comes, if you're the type of person that loves helping the people around you, just keep in mind you have to fill your cup first, and that is the most important thing that you can do, because if you take care of yourself first, then you can spread that to everybody else. But you cannot fill from an empty cup. So please do the work that you want to do, help yourself, get it done, and we're here to help you guys. We'll see you Monday.
Cool. Great way to end it. We'll see you guys all on Monday.